I want to be a champion skater and a writer. I want my picture in all the magazines. Maybe I'll be a movie star. I want to be different from all the other girls. I want to be a modern woman. I want to travel. I want to study languages. Languages and history. I want to do everything. I want to... He thinks he's in love with me.
He's always looking at you. And do you want to come over and play Monopoly tomorrow?
Sana, you know my grandmother's coming to visit. I'm simply too busy. Why don't you ask Hannah?
I'll be at show.
So religious.
Anne!
Quickly.
Wait!
Quickly. Oh, sorry. Wait. Well, I'm off.
Bye.
Bye.
Saying you're a bad cook. Of course, I'm sure your husband loves the way your strawberry jam is.
Hello, Mr. Clement.
Hello, Anne.
Meet where's father?
Wait a minute. He's in the storeroom with Mr. Kugler and Mr. Van Pels.
Thank you, Meep. May I say how nice you look today?
The problem is you're using too much sugar.
Too much nutmeg, not enough coriander. Black pepper with is that ginger?
No. Close.
Pim.
Your mother telephoned. She was quite worried. You should have gone straight home.
What are you doing?
Mr. Kugler is trying out some new recipes.
Your mixing still needs work, but you may have something.
That's high praise indeed, Mr. Kugler. As you know, Mr. Van Pels has an infallible nose.
Anne, a joke for you. What is black and white and red all over?
What?
A newspaper. You know, red, huh?
What a lovely book. Thank you, Grandma. Is it exciting coming back away from Germany by yourself? Tell me everything.
You see, she's still as curious as
Let
ever.
me see your book. Let me see.
Wait, Grandma has another surprise.
And here's your present, Anne.
A fountain pen. Look, Margot. It's beautiful. I treasure it always. Thank you, Grandma. I'm so glad you came to visit.
Grandma will be living with us from now on. Girls, would you like that?
Oh, yes. Very much.
Anne, why don't you try out your new fountain pen?
Yes. Yes, immediately. Excuse me.
Don't be too long. The Goslers are expecting us. Make sure she gets ready.
Let her have her fun, Edith.
You spoil her terribly, Otto. She should have come straight home.
Oh, I'm starving.
And please mind your manners, Anne.
I know. Like Margot.
I thought you liked the Goslers.
Of course I do. I just wish Hannah's family wasn't so religious. I'd rather be at the movies.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו ושבת קודשו באהבה וברצון. הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית כי הוא יום תחילה למקרא קודש כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Amen. Hitler's only a fever, Hans. Germany will recover, mark my words.
What's to keep that madman from annexing Holland and liberating his Germanic brothers?
The Dutch are different.
Sometimes, Otto, I think you have too much faith in people.
Poor mother, she's used to better. God willing, Edith. One day we'll all go home. Till then, we get by. Be thankful you've got central heating.
You happy with those, Mrs. Gosler?
Oh, that's very kind of you. Such a sweet girl. You're lucky. Hannah's got 2 left hands.
Sometimes I miss a full-time servant, but...
We don't have the money to pay servants.
the Dutch ones are hopeless anyway. Simply cannot be relied on.
Mother? Anne says you shouldn't call them servants. Say maid.
God knows everything, but Anne knows everything better.
You like to spoil yourself. You like it even better when other people spoil you.
Does that make me a bad person?
Good people and bad people have one thing in common. They both make mistakes. Only good people can admit their mistakes and learn from them.
Tell me about the Paulers.
That's a story for children, not a little woman like you.
No. I want to hear it.
The Paulers live here with us. You can't see them. But sometimes, if you keep absolutely still and really listen, you can tell where they're hiding. But beware, because you never know which Paula you might find. Good Paula, or bad Paula who's always causing trouble.
I don't mean to be bad, Paula. But sometimes she just escapes.
Doesn't matter. As long as you always keep good Paula in your heart.
Daddy, couldn't they be the same person? Good Paula and bad Paula?
Why? Yes. I suppose that's possible.
Maybe good Paula's afraid of what people may think of her. And that's why she's bad sometimes. At least that's what I think. And you always told me I should think for myself.
So I did. Papers say Hitler has his eye on Poland now. Holland will stay neutral, whatever happens. Still, all this Nazi talk, bad for business.
I've fewer patients now, but no matter. There'll always be Jewish cavities to be filled. Say ah.
Ah.
Ah, 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 ah.
Mr. Pfeffer, not until we're married.
Wait! It's not fair! You're cheating!
Anne, come out of the water!
Otto, say something.
And do as your mother says.
You know it's not good for you to go swimming. Here, dry yourself off.
You never let me have any fun.
I don't want you getting sick. You know how frail you are.
Were we ever like that, Edith?
No, Otto. We were never like that.
Hey, you took my strawberry.
Look at my two little stars.
You see? And you told me he'd never come to Holland. Happy birthday, Anne.
We must have a picture. A picture, yes,
Got a
darling,
picture of Adolf as your birthday present. The girls and Uncle Adolf. Hannah, point at your dad. Everyone point at Uncle Adolf. Very good.
Die Schuld unseres Volkes ist gelöscht!
Germany invades Poland and the Free State of Danzig, ending the efforts and hopes of diplomats for peaceful settlement. The roar of gunfire replaces the talk of statesmen, and the curtain of war falls over Europe. Warsaw is bombed, blasted and shelled. Poland is in ruins. Great Britain and France respond with a declaration of war on Germany. Huge French guns move to the front and charge into the great man-made Maginot Line, the nation's first bulwark of defense.
Wasn't your monsieur beautiful? Much too pretty to lose her head. I didn't like the king very much, though. Tyrone Power was much more handsome. Just like the boy I'm going to marry.
You've already chosen.
Oh, no. Too many admirers.
Just like poor Marie Antoinette.
The war won't come here, will it, Daddy?
No.
I don't think I'd like that very much.
Oh, the British will see to her Hitler.
Violating repeated proclamation of Holland's neutrality in the current conflict, German troops are said to be massing on the Dutch border. While there has been no official declaration of war.
What is it? Anne! What do you think you're doing?
I ask you, Mr. Gies, what good is the Dutch army in the face of a blitzkrieg?
They'll be riding to the front on bicycles.
I wish I could disagree with you, but I'm afraid I can't.
Curly, all this talk of an invasion is nonsense. Why haven't they? What's stopping them?
Mind you stay out of it. I'll do the thinking, if you please.
Mr. Frank listens to his wife. You see what he's like, knows all the answers.
Beware of marriage, Mr. Gies. In my experience, its merits are greatly overrated.
Hear, hear.
My sister begs me to send the children to London to live with her.
And will you?
How can I keep them safe there? Well, it's better if we stay together. Hope for the best.
Ah, here's a joke for you.
We've heard it.
Was all it took. Now people are throwing themselves out of windows.
Where does panic get us, Hans? We learn to adapt.
We adapted in Germany.
I wanted my baby to be born in a different world. Not like the one we left. It's Frankfurt all over again. No. I mustn't let myself think that. Not now.
A friend you saw yesterday.
Zeit. Is that good?
Next. Come on, keep moving. Next in line.
What's going on, Pim? Why do we have to be here?
It's just a formality, like a census, you know, bureaucracy.
Annalise Marie Frank. Otto Frank.
Anne! Hannah, wait for me. Is this her? She's adorable.
Her name's Gabby. I'm still not used to having a sister. She keeps me busy all the time.
You mustn't spoil her, Hannah. No one likes a spoiled child. I'm not sure if I care for your outfit, Lucy. If you don't mind me saying so.
Mother makes me wear it. She said we should show some allegiance, whatever that means. Papa's been out of work for so long. Mother said Hitler would make jobs here the same way he did in Germany.
Lucy, what are you doing? Get away from those girls.
Not to worry, Mr. Kleinman. We'll beat the Nazis at their own game. Paperwork. Because Pectacon is registered as a Jewish business, it's necessary to create an entirely new company, and with your permission, Jan, I'd like to call it Geese and Company.
Whatever I can do to help. But you must be careful, Mr. Frank. The bureaucrats are silent collaborators.
You'll be listed as supervisory director with no responsibilities. Mr. Kugler will take over day-to-day operations along with Mr. Kleinman. It'll be a purely Aryan enterprise, all strictly legal. On paper, I won't exist.
Is there something wrong with us? The Jews?
No. No, you must never think that.
You must have done something awful.
I was a little girl like you in Vienna when the war came, and there wasn't enough food to eat. One day my mother bundled me up and she took me to the train station. She put me on a train to Holland, she hung a sign around my neck, and she said goodbye.
Did she love you anymore?
Yes, she did. That's why she did it. There was food here and families willing to share it. I didn't know that at the time. I felt so sick and so alone. But when I got a little older, I realized good people sometimes find themselves in trouble without having done anything wrong.